Right, welcome. So, in this Qigong session, we shall do a few forms that are good to get the session going with, get the energy flowing, and good for getting up in the first thing in the morning as well. And then, since it's the first session from the year, I thought I'd go back and do some of the first forms that I learned so many years ago when I first started doing Qigong. Because quite often when we learn new forms, we forget some of the real ones we kind of did for the first time when we first got into this practice. All we need is a little bit of room, just make sure you're not going to knock anything. Might make the odd little step, but there's no moving around. We're going to be in the stationary position. And if you need to, you could do these forms in a seated position too, and still get the benefits. Just get a chair, make sure you're nice and comfortable and supportive on the back area, and you can do these forms seated down in a seated position. So we'll start off going to a form called emptiness stance, which is basically the starting place. And a form we go in and out of sometimes in the middle of a sequence of forms. So start off with our legs about shoulder width apart. We can have our knees slightly bent. Working up the body. We can tuck our tailbones in just a little bit if we need to. Not essential. We move our hands just a little bit away from the torso. Fingers pointed downward at the moment. And then the breathing technique is just to breathe from the lower dantian. Dantian just means the energy center. There's one at the stomach, one at the heart, and one at the head. And all it means to breathe from here is just to, when you are breathing in and out, slowly matching your breathing slow rate with the slow movement. And just noticing this area here, just underneath your belly button, is moving too. So breathing in, chest expands, and then this stomach expands too. Breathing out through the mouth. And the chest shrinks to the spine, as well as the stomach shrinking to the spine. Let's just have a couple of nice breaths. Not forcing anything. Just deep, as deep as you can without it being uncomfortable. Relax the shoulders. If you can remember to, place your tongue at the roof of your mouth. This connects to the main meridians that the qi flows through. So that's emptiness stance. So we'll go on our first form. So we're just going to bring our hands up to the lower dantian, about head width apart. Palms facing each other. And then we're just going to breathe in, move on our hands above us, so our palms are facing down. Then we're going to breathe out. We're going to match our small breathing, the movement of the hands. So breathing in. And out. And again. And again. If you get distracted, we just bring our attention back to the movement and the breathing. Keep our attention gently. Just be fully here, fully present. Watching the body, observing the breathing. I'll do one more. Now we'll go into a form called peaceful chi, or gathering a peaceful chi. So we're going to take a deep breath here, right above our heads. And then palm facing downwards, we breathe out. And then we go back into emptiness stance. Kick the legs, reset ourselves. Again, just nice and easy breathing. This next one is called Puppet on a String, is one of the names it's known as. So we're going to let our hands come forward in front of us, let the fingers dangle. Bring them slow, as if you've got no control. Your hands are getting dragged above your heads by strings. And then you're just going to gently come down to the side. You can bend the knees on the way down as well. So again, hands dangling. What the breathing is, we're breathing in. Try and keep that movement nice and smooth. This is just a gentle reminder that there is some parts of the body we don't have any control of. Our hearts beat by themselves. Our stomach processes food by itself. So there's always part of us that's just going on automatically. Even thoughts, can really control our thoughts. Where did they come from? Do a couple more. Again, the last one. And again, we'll do another, come back the other way. That energy just settle down the body. And then back into emptiness stance. Again, we can relax the legs for a moment. And again, if at any point when you're doing these forms, you get some kind of pain or ache in the muscle, or you feel you've done enough, that's fine. We don't force anything. We don't push anything. You can just gently stop and wait for the next form, because where you're accessing different muscles and what have you. So don't worry if it's, you don't force, you don't go through the pain. And just being gentle with our bodies, respectful. So we go back into emptiness stance. So we'll do another one that's good to, almost like open and close. So we bring our hands up to the heart. Knees are slightly bent at this point. And as we take a breath in, we're going to go to the side, stretch ourselves and make ourselves as tall as we can. And we're going to breathe out. Hands come in front of the heart again. So again, breathing out. Expand the chest. Yeah, your hands outstretched, and then you just glide back to your heart, or either side of the heart, and then we're going out. And again. So do one more. just lift the hands down. This time, rather than doing closing chi, we could do some arm swings. And we've been using our arms. So we're just going to sway to the side. Just let your arms swing. And then bring them in so you should be slapping the small of your back. And also just gently slapping that lower dantian. And we can close our eyes if we're comfortable with doing it. And see if as you are moving, swinging your arms, see if you can notice that there's something still. Just watch, just observing, just unchanging. The arms, bodies are moving, but are you moving? Right now, just stop, let your hands come to your side. Nice deep breaths again, slowly. In through the nostrils if you can, out through the mouth. And again. Again, one more. Now we'll go into a posture called the posture of infinity. This is a stationary form. So just bring our legs closer together, hands at our side. Again, still breathing from that lower dantian. If you like, see it as a standing meditation. I'm just going to imagine that our spines are a piece of rope. And someone is above us, tugging the rope from above us. And there's someone below us, pulling downwards. So we're just going to gently imagine that happening. Imagine your spine is just being gently pulled. Not painful, we're just getting, as if we're standing to our full height, if you like, or as high as you can go. And again, just breathing from that lower dantian. Keeping your attention on the breathing. The position of your body. Try not to drift away with thoughts. If you do, we just gently bring our attention back to the posture, the breathing, and your spine is a piece of rope. Close our eyes if we want to. Perhaps you can sense that chi is flowing through the body, it's just calming down. After this exercise that we've done, we'll do 3 more nice deep breaths. And then we'll just very gently move our legs back in, and then go back into empty stance. Perhaps a little shake of the legs. And just go back into emptiness stance. So this next form is a wood element form. Just got that generic title. We're going to draw a round trunk of a tree in front of us. That's what we're going to do. That's the action we're going to do. So we start off bringing our hands to the lower dantian, and we just gently turn them, palms facing upwards. And as we're breathing in, just make that circle in front of the chest, and then we breathe out. And again. And while we're doing this, we can just imagine the good qualities of a tree that can be transferred or referenced from our point of view to well-rooted, growing well, abundant with leaves. We can be all those things too. And also just notice also the qualities it's not not bad qualities, but qualities to be aware of that would stop a tree from growing properly. Perhaps too sandy soil, or the roots aren't in a good enough ground, not enough rainfall. So we'll do a couple more. As your hands come down this time, again, we'll do another gathering of chi. Like an emptiness stance. Take a drink if you need to. And again, slip into, or perhaps you've never had it. That's not disturb you at all. Just go and get a drink. Shouldn't really disturb the practice. Should still be in that appreciating the moment, just appreciating everything that's happening around you in this moment. Not wishing, not pushing anything away, not forcing anything away, not wishing it was different. Just really being in this moment fully. So we'll do another standing form, which this one's called the posture of Tai Chi. We're just going to bring our hands slowly up the body. I'm going to point them both, fingers upwards, hands upwards, about head width apart again. And I'm just going to leave them there and just breathe nice and easy. So it's called the posture of Tai Chi. Mainly to remind you of the three dantian points in the body. At the head, the heart, and the gut, which is known as a Tai Chi axis. And it is said that if we have these three dantians in balance, then we will experience true peace. So see if we can notice, are we feeling a little bit peaceful now? Have we let go of all the worries of the day? Things perhaps we didn't get done that we wanted to get done. We don't need to find peace for everything to be done. We can find peace first. So 3 more breaths. And we're going to lower hands and go straight into another gathering. And again, empty stance, we can reset. So the last 3 forms I've done, the posture of infinity, the wood element, and posture of Tai Chi, plus the next 4 I'm going to show you are all picked them up from a teacher called Dr. Paul Lamb, who's from Australia. So they're one of the first forms I learned off a DVD. Sparked my interest in it all. So again, we're just in emptiness stance for a moment. So what this form is posture of open and close. So again, we're going to go back to that position we were before with the Tai Chi. And this time, I'm going to breathe in, move our hands away, and breathe in, breathing out. Bring the hands together, almost to the touching, and breathe in again. Again, matching the slow breathing and the slow movement of your hands. This form represents sometimes when we are open, we feel good, and when we're closed, perhaps we don't feel quite as good. But if we're careful and really present, we could perhaps can note that there's something just watching these states as they come and go. We don't disappear when we feel closed. You're always just watching the feeling and the emotions that go with it. Do a couple more. This time as the hands come away, gently push down. And again, I'm just going to swing round and do another gathering. And back in emptiness stance. You can release for the moment. Right, so we're going to go back into emptiness stance. And then we're going to posture of yin and yang harmony. So on this one, this is one we're continuously moving. So bring our hands up to the lower dantian, and we're breathing in, hands close to the body. Perhaps I'll do this from the side at first. So hands up to the body. And as we're breathing out, we circle around. So breathing in. Breathing out. Come back to the front. So making like an egg shaped in front of us. This is just mimicking the flow of qi through the body. Right hand is your yang and your yin is your left. So you may find one of them wants to go a bit faster than the other. So just aware of that and just gently keeping our hands together as best as we can. Again, always if we get distracted, we're just going back to the movement and the breathing. Trying not to get frustrated if we got lost in thought for a while. Just being gentle with ourselves and bringing our attention back. So we're present in this moment. So a couple more. Hands this time go to the side. And again, straight back into a gathering of qi. Back into emptiness stance. Reset. Do a bit of shaking if you feel like it. So going to another one. This is another very simple but powerful one. Great one for calming the systems down if you're feeling a bit stressed or agitated. And all it is the pulse, posture of up and down. So hands at the side in emptiness stance first, and we just bring our palms so they're facing forwards, palms facing backwards. I'm just going to breathe in, hands dangling, fingers dangling, and then breathing out as we go down to the lower dantian. At the lower dantian, we breathe in. At the heart, we breathe out. And again. Really just gently moving your hands. Matching your breathing with it. So we'll do a couple more. Last one. And again, sweep round. Again, reset. So we'll go into the, this will be the last moving form. Oh, it's a bit stop and start, this one. I quite like this one. I know that I don't like other ones. So we're going to go into something called, it's called playing the lute. And this is supposed to invoke that artistic side to us, not just play musical instruments, but painting or even preparing a nice meal for your loved ones. It is an art to that. So bring out whatever good qualities, whatever you're really good at. There's always something we're all good at. Different things, obviously, different people. So we start off a little bit like the up and down. So we're going to bring our hands up. This time, as we bring the hands down, we're just going to turn about 45 degrees, sweep the hands up to this kind of position. So your hand is level with your face. This hand is level with your elbow. Where you're pointing that leg is straight, and your balance, your weight's on your other leg, so your knees slightly bent. So that's kind of the lute position, if you like. So what we do there, we just take a nice couple of breaths. And the next outward breath, as we're breathing out, we swing our hands across, shift our body weight, push hands down, and come round to the other side. So we're playing the lute to the other side now. Again, hand level with the head. this hand level with the elbow. Take a couple of breaths. And the next outward breath, again, shift the weight, push down, come round to the other side. And again, outward breath, hands across, shift the body, and then we go back. So this foot's resting on the heel. Again, breathe in and out for a couple of breaths. Next outward breath, sweep your hands, push down, play that lute, or imagine that artistic side to you that's perhaps dying to get out. So we'll do 2 more to each side. Outward breath. And again, outward breath. And again, outward breath. Outward breath this time. To end this, we just bring our hands up. And to end the session, we'll just do 3 more gatherings of chi. Last one. Briefly into emptiness stance. And then relax and shake. Thank you for joining the session tonight. I hope you found that calming,